This online dating success guide is brought to you by SalvationLifeMates.com, a Christian singles ministry devoted to Christian dating success. Tip number 1. Pray before you begin speaking, chatting, or interacting with any other members online. Jesus Christ must be the center of your online dating experience in order to guarantee your desired result. Pray for wisdom, discernment, and for the patience that God will reveal to you in His timing, the ideal mate that He has prepared for you. In addition, pray that God will help you to develop the Christian character fitting for your future life mate. Tip number 2. Mentally prepare yourself for real work. Many believe that online dating will make meeting someone great extremely simple. This is not the case. You will either work at it, or you will get lucky. Just because everyone is single, doesn't mean Mr. or Miss Right is going to fall into your lap. Tip number 3. Be open to dating many people at once. Why do so many people resist this idea? You need to do this. It is not an issue of quantity versus quality. It's an issue of using quantity to find quality. It also helps those new to online dating become comfortable, thus reducing nervousness and bad dates overall. Tip number 4. Create a profile that is both concise and informative. Statements like, "I like hanging out," add nothing to your profile. Do not generalize. Describe in detail who you are, what you like, and who you are looking for. In this case, it is an issue of quality over quantity. Tip number 5. Avoid excessive attempts to be funny. If you are trying to be funny instead of trying to be informative, you will most often be hurting your profile. There will be plenty of time to show your humor once you've met. Natural funniness is great, but don't try to prove anything. Avoid being sarcastic at all costs. You need to stay positive in your profile. People love to beat themselves up and say things like, "I can't believe I'm doing this." Don't be that person, and don't use your profile as a new way to complain about your life. It is very unattractive. Tip number 6. Include a photo in your dating profile. You need to have one. You do not necessarily need to show it to the entire world. At SalvationLifeMates.com, you have the options on who can view your photo. So please make sure that you do have one. Tip number 7. Do not beg for contact. Do not use comments like these, "If you like my profile, please contact me." Or, "I'd be totally flattered if you decide to contact me for some reason." People know how online dating works. Don't make yourself look desperate by explaining what they should do if they like you. Tip number 8. Your profile heading. Don't stress about it. Most profile headings are boring, and yet many people are still having success. Amongst most people that have successfully dated online, they usually can't think of a single profile heading that stood out enough for them to remember. Tip number 9. You need to be honest. Many people make excuses for white lies in their profile. Lying in your profile may help in the short term, but will hurt in the long term. What good is increasing your number of first dates if they all end there because you lied about your weight, height, age, etc.? Tip number 10. Get a profile review. Have a friend review your profile, your text, and photos. It is very common for people to use a photo, thinking it says one thing about them, while it is actually telling a very different story. Tip number 11. Keep your first emails short. Sell yourself in your profile, not your first email. The email should just be the tool to show interest and to get your profile viewed. Emails are just profile bait in the beginning. Tip number 12. Use winking and flirts appropriately. Guys, do not wink. Sorry, but you need to write emails. I know, life is so unfair. Ladies, you can wink to your heart's content, but you can feel free to email as well. Tip number 13. Respond to winks and flirts appropriately. Guys, don't bring up the fact that she winked, just email her if you are interested. Act like you started the conversation. Ladies, if you are fine with taking the lead, then email him back. If you prefer your man take the lead, just wink or flirt back. Tip number 14. Accept that responses will, at times, be lacking. You send out several emails, and get no responses. This is very common, and is not grounds to berate yourself. There are many reasons why people do not respond. Concentrate on new people to contact, not on people you've already contacted. Tip number 15. Ask for the first date, sooner rather than later. By the third email, an attempt to meet should be made. If you are a woman who prefers to wait for him to ask, you should be offering some encouragement to meet by the third email. You will learn more about someone in the first 10 minutes of a date than you will in weeks of emails, chat sessions, or even phone conversations. Tip number 16. Meeting matters. I just want to reiterate, with online dating, your goal is to meet people, not chat with them online. The sooner you meet, the sooner you'll recognize a potentially bad relationship, the quicker you'll be able to end things with that person. This, in turn, allows you to concentrate on finding the right person. Tip number 17. Keep your safety in mind. Online dating is not dangerous, but with any situation where you are meeting new people, you should always take the necessary precautions. Please review our online dating safety guide for more details. Tip number 18. Review your date's profile shortly before your date. There are plenty of reasons for doing this, such as improving conversations on similar interests, avoiding asking questions already answered in the profile, and recalling exactly who you're meeting, if you're dating multiple people, and so on. Tip number 19. Schedule your first date to be short. Limit the length of your first date ahead of time. Some people like to go with an hour. Explain to your date you'll only be available for that amount of time. This is protection against bad dates, which do happen. This allows you to leave a bad date gracefully. Tip number 20. Extend your good dates. Be willing to extend the good dates past the set time. Simply explain to your date that you would prefer to spend more time with them, and ask if they have additional time to spend together. What you are telling your date is that things are going great, and that you would like to spend more time with them. Delivering this type of message goes over very well, and is known for helping shy dates to gain confidence in leaps and bounds, just by stating that you would like to extend the date. Tip number 21. Prepare your first date conversations ahead of time. This is not cheating. Some people want to rely entirely on chemistry, but not every relationship begins with the two of you unable to stop speaking. Sometimes nervousness or hesitation creates a situation where a good conversation is hard to find. Have a script prepared in your mind to help avoid this. Tip number 22. Do not insist on sticking with a script. Preparing a script is a good idea to get the conversation going, but should be thrown out when the conversation takes a life of its own. If you stick with a script exclusively, you can appear to be putting your date on trial, or can appear to be uninterested in what they are sharing. Allow the date conversations to move naturally. Tip number 23. Be aware of online dating scams. They do exist, and you need to be aware of them. Generally, if money enters the picture in any way, you could very well be dealing with a scammer. Please review our online dating safety guide for more details. Tip number 24. Share your online dating experiences with friends. Don't bottle everything up. Be open with friends about the frustrations and successes of online dating. Not only can they encourage you, but recognizing you are actively dating will cause many people to start trying to find dates for you. Tip number 25. Commit to your dating life. All the advice in the world won't matter if you don't keep trying. Commit to your online dating experience for a set amount of time, and keep your commitment. It is recommended committing to 6 months, but you will need to decide what is best for you. This is the end of our online dating success guide. We pray that we have given you some insight and successful tools that you can begin applying today, so that you will not only enjoy your Christian dating experience, but that you will also achieve success here at salvationlifemates.com.